public gets not so much as a glimpse of them. For these men, accused of attempted espionage, sabotage, and treason, the United States government demands the full penalty of death. Here in the sands along the Atlantic coast, the Federal Bureau of Investigation uncovered the first damaging evidence: buried cases of TNT and other incendiary devices. Detected coming ashore from submarines in the middle of the night, they stored their deadly supplies and fled inland where they were captured. Boxes containing thermite and detonator caps are not easily explained in time of war. At headquarters, the FBI reveals uniforms the invaders brought, a money belt that carried 174,000 American dollars to finance their deeds of destruction. Innocent-looking wooden blocks, when examined by government experts under X-ray, reveal hidden detonator caps, caps made in Germany to wage a war of terror behind America's home front. Here are seemingly harmless pens and pencils, but they're heavily loaded incendiaries. That one little wooden pencil could have started disastrous fires, but a vigilant nation caught them in time. By special order of President Roosevelt, 7 generals were commissioned to hear the case, to give the prisoners a fair and impartial trial. High-ranking officers were appointed to defend them, and they pled eloquently in their behalf. For 18 days, the prisoners were brought before the bar of justice, shielded, protected, given access to all the process of the laws of democracy. J. Edgar Hoover, head of the FBI, followed every phase of their trial. Now, in official courtroom films made only by Army cameramen, the military tribunal nears the end of its dramatic session, a session unparalleled in all U.S. history. The court weighs the evidence. Here's U.S. Attorney General Biddle, established beyond all question of doubt that these men came as enemy agents, that they plotted and planned the destruction of American lives and property, that they brought weapons and the money with which to carry out the orders of the Nazis. And when 2 of the prisoners confessed, the fate of the other 6 was sealed. The verdict, death at dawn. Democratic justice sounding a warning to all who would invade America.
Progress has been made. Further advances The Federal Bureau of Investigation is waging and will continue to wage a relentless warfare against crime and criminals. Progress has been made. Further advances against the insidious activities of underworld characters and their vicious, conspiring parasites must yet be made. Our work in the future best can be judged by the events of the past. Every kidnapping case brought to our attention has been solved. Bank robberies have been cut in half. Extortionists have been consistently apprehended, and other forms of federal offenses have been vigorously prosecuted. 94 of every 100 persons whom we have brought to trial are convicted. What is America's greatest need in law enforcement? There are three needs: lack of politics, emphasis on efficiency, and cooperation between law enforcement agencies. There should be no such thing as factional or geographical jealousy. We all should be concerned with only one goal: the eradication of crime. That goal will not be reached until every law enforcement agency works in smooth coordination, free from the stultifying influences of politics and dedicated to one purpose and one alone: the protection and safety of the law-abiding citizens. May I emphasize that the Federal Bureau of Investigation is as close to you as your nearest telephone. It belongs to you. It seeks to be your protector in all matters within its jurisdiction. However, if you are in receipt of a kidnapping threat and do not report it and keep it secret, all the law enforcement agencies of the world cannot aid you. But if you promptly report the receipt of any threats of kidnapping or extortion to this Bureau, the entire power and facilities of the Federal Bureau of Investigation will be placed at your disposal to bring the culprits to justice.
Is as important as the strength of our Army and Navy. Remember always that the spy and the saboteur or the destroyer carries no badge. He hides behind 100 fronts. He pretends innocence. He likes to rub elbows with patriotic men because he can thus seek to break down morale and to preach unpreparedness and undermine honesty. Let us press on as a one purpose to the high calling, namely to preserve the traditions and the ideals of established Americanism, whose militant spirit is our proudest heritage and our surest hope for a safe future. I thank you.